Hey there, true crime friends. I'm back with Lunchtime True Crime. It is time to get into it. But first, very first, you have to hit the like button. Hit the like button so other people can help find their lunchtime true crime, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, so we are back with the Fitz Files. This is the Rose Petal murder case. You know this case is crazy. For the uninitiated, first of all, go back and watch the first 3 parts because you're going to be way behind. But if you just want to start here and get caught up, here's the quick and dirty. John Mello is like a creepy old dude who married a young girl, Christina Parsels, and they had a baby together. John is in his 60s. Christina's in like her late 20s, something like that. And they had this baby, and Christina was like, oh my gosh, we have this happy family. We're going to live happily ever after. Only then she discovered that John was nuts. But Christina was young and she was trying to get on her feet, right? And so for a short period of time, she was like, okay, you take primary custody and you work on getting the kid to school and whatever, and I will have liberal visitation. Even though you and I are breaking up, I'm going to have liberal visitation while I live here with my sister. We have a very nice home and everything is wonderful. Nothing to see here. Don't look behind any bedroom doors. Nothing like that. I'm going to be living here with my boyfriend. But I'm going to visit my child, and me and you going to co-parent. It's going to be great. And John was like, terrific. And then after Thanksgiving, Christina was like, okay, the turkey was fantastic. Here's the child back so she can go to school on Monday. And John was like, wait, I was just talking to her while you was getting her bags out of the car. And she said that she spent alone time with your parents. And Christina was like, I forgot about that. And I was like, wait, how come this girl can't see her grandma and grandpapa? Turns out, there's a no contact order. How you got an order of protection against your grandparents? I was like, what is going on with the grandparents? And so John is like, this is unacceptable. So he marches all down to the court, and the court was like, wait, tell me again why this girl can't see her grandparents. And I was like, yes, John, tell me again why this child cannot see her grandparents. Turns out that grandma and grandpa, they might have a teensy little issue with drugs. So according to John, he was like, I found out that her father is like a Pedialyte and be touching on the kitties and stuff, which is terrible. He said, I also found out that her father is a narcotics enthusiast. He snorts them. And so they were like, how'd you find that out? And he was like, oh, so we were making breakfast one morning and I spilled some sugar on the table and I was cleaning it up. And then the little girl supposedly said, oh, grandpa smells sugar off the table. Oh. So they asked Christina about it, and they were like, is your father a fan of that particular narcotic? And she's like, yeah, my father enjoys a little, and my mama, she smokes weed. How you got your parents? Aren't they old people? I mean, listen, in truth, they're probably like my age, if you want to know the truth, because I could have I do have a 30-year-old child. I have a child that's older than 30. But I'm like, I thought when you got to be our child, your heart is bad. You might get ED. You don't want to be falling out here because you would do, not the weed, like whoever weed, that's whatever. Cocaine? We too old for cocaine. Now, heart disease is prevalent. Do you know heart disease is the #1 killer of old people like me? And then there's cancer and cars and like murder. But, So they were like, she was like, I totally forgot that because my dad's a narcotics enthusiast, that my child can't be around him. Oopsie. And so the judge was like, okay, this should go to family court, going over to family court. And John Mello, boy, is he a pain in the neck. He was like, you know what else? Christina was diddled by her parents. And the judge was like, Christina, girl, what you got to say for yourself? And she was like, okay, let me give you the rest of that story. So I was like, well, what is the story? Because according to this paper right here, you acknowledge that your parents are Pedialytes. She was like, not exactly. John told me when we were together that he thought my parents might be Pedialytes. And I was like, I don't know. I don't remember anything. And he was like, see, that's confirmation. They clearly are. And then he took that and ran with it. And I'm like, okay, John, I see you. You just out here in these streets making stuff up. And so he was just like, I'm just trying to do the best for my child. And judge, I also got this ransom note. So he brings in this ransom note. And the judge is like, okay, let us unfold this. John says this note was left in his mailbox. And I was like, okay, let's see this note. And what does it say? They unfolded the note and it said, drop the case or die. Okay. That's fine. The note, somebody had taken like newspapers and magazines and cut out letters and glued them to spell out the words. Did they travel back in time to 1974 to make this note? What? When you could just text it? When you get... People don't need to cut out stuff in magazines. Also, who gets magazines? Also, that glue will hold fingerprints. It's sticky and DNA. John, this is a poorly conceived plan. But he was just, the judge was like, take it to family court. So over in family court, he's like, I have other complaints, Your Honor. Would you like to hear them all? I have a list here. Okay. So, you saw the ransom note, right? You saw the ransom, but there was like the big C and the little O, and they spelled it out. I mean, what do you want from me? No, it's not 1974, but this is just what happened. Clearly an old person made this note. Also, she gave the child over-the-counter cold medication, and she didn't call me first. And the judge was like, okay. What else do you have? He was like, wait, I have a list. I have a list. He gives, the mother gives her too many baths. She's too clean and it's bad for her skin. And the judge was like, okay. Is there anything else, sir? And he was like, wait, Your Honor, I have a list. She went on vacation and she almost drowned. And the judge was like, let me guess. Too much water in the bathtub. And he was like, no, her mother took her to the beach. Obviously, that is a deadly location where people drown all the times. And finally, Your Honor, this child is under mental and emotional distress because her mother said she could not go to the fair because the fair was too expensive. Now listen. If that is mental and emotional distress, I lived my entire childhood under mental and emotional distress. We were not like can't go to the fair type people. We went to the fair sometimes, but only if my father took us, and mostly because my mother did not like the fair. But is there things we couldn't do because it was too expensive? Yeah, all the time. Disney World. Okay, in truth, I never really wanted to go to Disney World. But Six Flags, I went to go on the roller coaster that did the loop-de-loop. And my mother was like, do you realize it is $20 a head just to walk through the door? Remember $20 a head getting in amusement parks? We would die for that kind of entry fee now. Now it's like $175 a head. I don't know, because I don't like amusement parks. Does this mean I'm abusing my children? Might they take me to court someday? I wish they would, and then they could get evicted right from out here, and then I could have my whole house to myself. I would have a whole room that's actually a real room and not just the upper room that I made here in my studio where the murder hornets are trying to get me. But anyway, so he was like, I have a list. The fare was too expensive, and one time she missed breakfast, Your Honor. Clearly she's starving to death. And also, she came back from her mother's house, and she tested positive for drugs. And child welfare was like, okay. That's a charge that we need to check out. So they took the little girl down and they tested her hair, her urine, her blood, did a full screen, forensically examined her, asked her all these questions, and found out all of those charges unfounded. And I was like, why are we here? What is this episode about? They're just telling us that John Mello is doing more melodrama and the whole thing is ridiculous. P.S. I'm still trying to get access to that melodrama Facebook group, not because I have complaints. I'm just nosy and I want to see what they're saying in there. But anyway, so the judge was like, okay, you're exhausting. And then Christina ran to court and was like, Your Honor, pick me. Yeah, it's my, it's okay. Okay, look. John, I'm looking at his Facebook page, and I think he's taking my daughter to Italy. And the judge was like, okay, why do you think the girl was in Italy? And she was like, you see the signs in the background of all the pictures? They're in Italian. And the judge was like, maybe they're in Little Italy. Did you ever think of that? And she was like, no, Your Honor, because I'm too busy being hysterical, and I'm going to need you to round up the posse. Come to find out, he had absconded with the daughter and had taken her to Italy. And previously he told us, oh, that's because that's his homeland. He's from Italy. Turns out he's a big fat liar and his homeland is Massachusetts. There's Italians in Massachusetts. Maybe he was confused. I am not sure. So I was like, Fitz Files, why do we have this useless episode? And then Discount Mandy Madney came on at the end and she wrapped it all up for us. And I was like, please discount Mandy Madney because my salad is almost finished now. And I don't know what the heck you're talking about. I'm going to need you to put a bow on this entire situation. And so what she said was that John and Christina had many, many, many unfounded allegations against each other back and forth in the court. But some allegations were not unfounded. I don't know which ones they were. And next week, we're going to find out about the not unfounded allegations that nobody has heard of before now. Well, what are they? Don't be teasing me. I need to know right now. I need to know right here. But new episodes of this show only drop on Wednesdays, and today is only Thursday. And so we have to wait until next week. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to sit here and wait. In the meantime, we will be covering other true crime for True Crime Lunchtime. Lunchtime, True Crime. And don't forget, now, if you're sitting here and you're doing your true crime and that's all well and good, get yourself a bingo card. There is a bingo card playlist. Go on over to the Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo community tab, and there's it's on the community tab, but there's also a separate playlist of just bingo cards. You can play on your phone. You can print them out and play. You can refresh and get new cards. If you need a new card and you're playing online, click the help tab and then look where it says, get me a new card, and it'll re-scramble the words and get you a whole new card. And if you get bingo, I will send you a prize. Isn't that exciting? Don't get that excited. It's not that fancy a prize, but you will get a prize, and nobody has won yet. Somebody came within one square of winning bingo the other day, and I was all excited. I got my stamps ready. I got everything ready to mail out, and I was like, oh, it's a near bingo. It's an ingo, not a bingo. But soon, I'm so excited to announce when our first winner comes. So get your bingo cards, and you can play during Snapped. You could play during the Fitz Files, Fitz News, whatever this is. You could play bingo during the Morning Gossip, Rumor, and just play bingo all the time. I love bingo. Okay. I also love winning prizes. I love giving prizes too. I'm like Ed McMahon with the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. Okay. I gotta go take a shower. It's a little hot and sweaty up here. I got things to do today. Anyway, you have a great rest of your day, and I will be talking more true crime with you very, very soon. Bye.